Oh, hello. Mr. Lee here. All right, this practice is going to be on eyeballing the line of best fit. Okay, so you'll have a scatter plot of some sort, um, and you'll have different options of lines. You're going to decide which one is the best line of the best line of best fit. Okay, so here's the first option or first question: which line fits the data graphed below? So you have three lines. Line A is right here, line B, and line C. Your data is in blue. Okay, so lines of best fit, they are not supposed to go through every single point. Okay, it's impossible because unless you have a perfect correlation, it's impossible for a line to go through um, all your points on a scatter plot. Okay, so for example, if you look at the blue points, try to ignore the lines for now, right? We have a negative correlation. It looks like it's a pretty strong correlation, right? And the line that best goes through most of the points, or we call it like the average of the points, right, would be line A. Okay, so take your time analyzing this. Again, a common mistake is students will think, oh, I have to go through every single point. That can't be the case unless it's the perfect correlation. Okay, so line A would be the best eyeballing of the line of best fit. Okay. All right. So this one, all your lines, A, B, and C, are negative correlations or negative slopes. The one that goes through the middle of these points or closest to the average of these points, right? You're looking at your blue dots, your blue points. It looks like line A. Okay, line B is all the way over here. It's way above the scatter plot points. And then line C is way below. So we're going to go through A. All right. Let's see what we got here. So let's focus on your scatter plot first. Okay, I know there's a lot of going on this graph. There's three lines. But your scatter plot, if you ignore all the lines right now, your scatter plot actually looks like there's no correlation. Okay, you have a bunch of points up here, a bunch of points down here. They kind of get close together in a negative way, but then they're kind of still all over the place. Okay, so you could argue maybe there's a line that goes maybe through here in a negative correlation, but I think this one's a little bit tricky in the sense of line A goes through kind of the top points, and then line B goes through the bottom points. Okay, but because there's so much variation in the beginning, and we're thinking there's probably no correlation, or if at best there's like a weak correlation, I would actually say none of these lines fit the data. Right? Line C, I didn't even see this. Line C actually goes through some of these points, right? It goes through 3 points exactly. But notice how, if we're talking about the whole scatter plot, the trend is definitely not positive. It's not going up. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this one's going to be none of these. All right, good. All right, last one. Let's see. So probably same thing here. If you ignore the lines, the scatter plot, the blue points, looks like there's no correlation. So option A kind of goes in a positive way. B and C are negative, but I would just trust that there's no correlation. So I would say none of these actually fit, right? You might be able to argue that a line through here, like more horizontal, would be a line of best fit, but it would still be a very, very weak correlation. So we're going to just say none of these fit again. So it is eyeballing, depending on the context. Like there might be variations on your answers and how to interpret it, but I would say this one's none. All right, good.